Hey guys, welcome to another episode of On This Day in History, where we go over historical facts of things that have happened on this day in history. Today is November 15th, 2021, and as usual, we're going to go ahead and save our featured event for last. We actually have two featured events, one thing that is actually taking place today, and something that's actually in history. So again, we're going to go ahead and skip over the birthdays. We're going to jump right into it. Please remember to like, subscribe, share this video. Also, make sure you watch to the end of this video. We do have a question that we would like for you to answer in the comments. And we'll go ahead and jump right into the event. So in 2011, Duke University basketball coach Mike Krasowinski recorded his 903rd career win, surpassing Bob Knight to become the winningest coach in the NCAA Division I men's history. In 2001, yes, it has been 20 years, Microsoft released the Xbox. Not the Xbox One, not the Xbox Series, but the original Xbox, which was put up to compete against the PlayStation 2, Sega Dreamcast, and that's really it. Nintendo GameCube, of course. So yes, it's been 20 years since Microsoft entered the console wars, and they're holding in there strong. A lot of people didn't think that they would, but they did, and here we are today. In 1978, American anthropologist Margaret Mead, whose great fame owed as much to the force of her personality and her outspokenness as it did to the quality of her scientific work, passed away at the age of 76. In 1959, the Clutter family was discovered murdered on their Kansas farm, and their deaths, as well as their capture, conviction, and execution of two drifters, inspired the classic nonfiction novel In Cold Blood. If you haven't read that book, be sure to check it out. It is a classic and a great book. In 1938, a farewell parade was held in Barcelona, Spain, for the volunteers of the International Brigades who had fought for the Republicans during the Spanish Civil War. In 1904, American inventor King Camp Gillette, you guys know what we're about to get at, was granted a U.S. patent for the first razor with disposable blades. So Gillette has been pushing razor blades since 1904. At least that's when they've been patented. I'm sure they probably sold them a little bit prior to that. That's how it usually works. In 1891, W. Averell Harriman, a statesman leading the U.S. diplomat in relations to the Soviet Union during World War II and the Cold War, was born. Also in 1891, German Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, who led the Afrika Korps to spectacular victories during World War II, was born. So we have two people that were same age, both had to do with wars and great generals and blah-de-blah-de. In 1889, Emperor Pedro II of Brazil was forced to abdicate by a group of military officers led by Manuel Deodoro de Fonseca. And then in 1884, the Berlin West Africa Conference opened, in which the major European nations met to decide all questions connected with the Congo River basin of Central Africa. In 1864, Union General William Sherman began his march to the sea from Atlanta to Savannah, Georgia, laying waste to the economic resources of the state he had sought to crush white Southern civilians. Support of the Confederate cause. His campaign helped end the American Civil War. So a lot of people born this day who had a lot of influences on wars. In 1818, the Congress of Aix-la-Chapelle, the first four Congress held by Great Britain, Australia, Persia, and Russia, and France, following the Napoleonic Wars, was concluded. In 1630, Johannes Kepler, the German astronomer who discovered three major laws of planetary motion, passed away in Germany. In 1315, the Swiss Confederation achieved its first great military success against the Australian Habsburgs at the Battle of Morgarten. And then our featured event for today, in 1988, the year that I was actually born, yeah, I know I'm old, the Palestine statehood proclaimed by Yasser Arafat. The National Council, at the urging of the PLO chairman Yasser Arafat, issued a declaration of independence for the state of Palestine in the West Bank and the Gaza Strip on this day in 1988. And then finally, it's not a historical fact, it is a few minutes ago, about 1 hour ago, they started providing instructions for the jury of Kyle Rittenhouse. I would like to know what you think the verdict will be. Do you think he will be found guilty, not guilty? If the jury will not come up with a decision, he's being charged with 5 different counts. That's what they're going for. Let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. As always, we thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day, November the 15th.